Scorpio, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat. Make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Scorpio Tarot love reading. Now, in this Scorpio reading today, we are going to do a little bit something different because today we're going to take a look at your romantic person of interest here in February 2024. Specifically, I'm going to look at how they really feel about you, what they're thinking about you, what their intentions are toward you. But you know how people are. What we intend to do and what we actually follow through with sometimes don't always match up that well. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper and also take a look at what this person's most likely actions are going to be toward you as we move through the rest of February 2024 and beyond. And then I'm going to finish the reading off for you by getting you some advice from the universe on how to best navigate the situation you find yourself in with this person here in February 2024 and moving forward from here. What should you do? What should you not do? How should you play this so that it works out in the way that's best for you and your own greatest good? So let's get started with this Scorpio love reading today, and let's get 3 cards for how does Scorpio's romantic person of interest really feel about Scorpio in February 2024, please. Okay. Alrighty. On the bottom of the deck, what's underlying this person's feelings about you, Scorpio? Ace of Wands. This is a new beginning in passion and desire. It's a passionate new beginning. The wand is the phallic symbol of the tarot deck, so it represents the male phallus, using it to be intimate, sexual energy, sex, things of that nature. It can sometimes represent trying to re-spark the passion and desire in a connection, like trying to fire the connection back up and start it back over. What's right underneath that wand is the 8 of Swords. This is Gemini energy of being stuck in their head, grinding on something on this repeating loop in their mind and not really having all the answers, hence the blindfold on this person. Not being sure what's the safe step to take here and feeling stuck, trapped, and blocked because they don't know what to do and they don't want to make a mistake. So this is like overthinking something and being stuck in their head about it, related to their wand or related to sparking up this connection with you. I have the Page of Wands right behind that. Pages are messengers, so this is news, messages, and communications about passion, about desire. It could be like expressing that I want you or expressing what it is that I do want. It's also the minor arcana version of the Fool, which is about taking that blind leap of faith on something. This is a more toned down version of that. This is about having the willingness to take the very first steps down a brand new path towards something there's passion and desire for. Stuck in their head about this. Oh, well, that makes good sense as to why they're stuck in their head about it. We have the 10 of Swords right behind that. This is Gemini energy again. So I've got the 8 and the 10 of Swords here. Not pleasant energies at all. This is an ending to something. This is usually a swift, painful ending to something. Sometimes this is an ending you don't see coming, hence the swords in the back. Sometimes this is an ending in betrayal, hence the swords in the back, getting stabbed in the back. No matter how you slice this energy, it is an ending here. And they're stuck in their heads about it. Why would they have the willingness to take the first steps down a new path toward what they want, and what they want being an ending? Hanged Man. Things are stuck, like progress is halted. This is Pisces energy of things being at a dead stop, a dead standstill, stagnant, no progress being made because something's ended here. This is very, very odd. What actually came out in their feelings for you, Scorpio? Judgment, 3 of Swords, Ace of Swords. Judgment is a powerful major arcana card. It's a final decision being made here. And in a love reading, relationship reading, this is a decision about the connection and passing a judgment on the connection. It's either one of two things. It's either we're calling it dead and over with, or this is about resurrecting it and bringing it back to life, bringing it back from the grave and transforming it in a way that it's never going to be the same again. It's that final decision. And this is their feelings about you. So I don't know if they're feeling like it's your final decision or if they're feeling like getting a decision to spark this back up. This is screaming like bringing this back to life to me. That's what they're feeling. Central to their feelings is the Three of Swords. This is Libra energy of heartbreak and sadness. It's usually caused by a third energy, meaning not you, not them. Doesn't necessarily always have to be a romantic third party, although it definitely can be that. That third energy can be anyone that's not you, that's not them. It could be nosy parents getting in the way, nosy friends, family members, neighbors, co-workers, like anybody sticking their nose where it doesn't belong can be that third energy. It can be romantic third party. It could be that. I don't necessarily have anything that says that. That third energy could be any number of things, really. Like geographic distance could be that third energy. Anything that we human beings do enough of eventually picks up its own energy. Like my business has its own energy at this point. That could cause a heartbreaking thing. Somebody working too much, going to school, like spending too much time outside of the house, partying too much, like watching too much television, playing too many video games. Any of that kind of stuff can create a third energy. Essentially, if you're sitting there in your mind asking the question, well, I wonder if, fill in the blank could be that third energy. Yeah, if you're asking that question, it could definitely be whatever that is for you. This is like wanting to resurrect this connection here and being heartbroken as it relates to you. Feeling the emotional loss. Ace of Swords is their final card here in their feelings about you. This is the sword of truth. It's the sword of clarity, sword of victory. It's also the sword you use to make decisions with. I see a powerful decision here. It's also the second ace that I've seen. Aces are new beginnings. They're opportunities for something. This could be a new idea. This is really feeling like this is the sword you use to cut away something that's not in balance, so balance gets restored. This could be the sword you use to sever a relationship, to sever a connection with somebody. I think that is what's happened. This is telling me one of two things. Either they want to fire this connection back up with you and they're stuck in their head, like trying to figure out how to do it, or stuck in their head about how to communicate what they want to you because there has been an ending, possibly in betrayal, and now everything's stuck. And this is them wanting to resurrect it, and they're heartbroken right now because you cut them off. This could also be, if this is telling me that they had some passionate new beginning and possibly were keeping you in the dark about it, and eventually things came out, maybe passionate messages got uncovered, and that caused an ending, and now it's full stop between the two of you. It could be that. This could be them feeling like you judged me, you passed a judgment on me and ended this connection, you severed me, and you broke my heart. It could be either of those two things. It could actually be both of those two things at the same time, and it's just different layers of the story. So take that part however it resonates for you. Let's take a look at their thoughts about you. What is this person thinking about Scorpio here in February 2024, please? What are they thinking? Okay, we got some extra ones here. Saw that Eight of Swords. That's being stuck in their head, overthinking something. Making sure nothing else flipped, because there was quite a bit of turbulence there. Come here. Typically get 3 cards. I just got 5 for their thoughts. So they have a lot of thoughts related to you. They're definitely in their head overthinking here. On the bottom of the deck, underlying their thinking about you, the Chariot. This is Cancer's major arcana card. This is the fastest moving energy in the deck. It's about rushing forward super fast and using the will to get past the problems and the challenges and the obstacles that are in the way, and get past all that stuff just through sheer will alone, and then move forward very quickly in success and victory. This indicates that underlying what they're thinking about you, there is this will to overcome whatever the problem is between the two of you. Again, I'm feeling like they want to resurrect this with you. There is an issue of alignment with this card too. You can see we have the dark side over here and the light side over here. This represents the shadow side of somebody. the driver doesn't have reins to connect him to the beast that pulled this thing. So he uses sheer will alone to power this, to steer it and control it. But if the driver is not in alignment, like if both parts of himself aren't pulling in the same direction, this thing either is every bit as stuck as the Hanged Man and it won't go anywhere, or worse yet, it's going to go forward and rip itself in two different directions and pull itself in half as it tries to move forward, if there's an alignment issue. I see an alignment issue. There's hints here to an alignment issue with your person. They're not fully in alignment the way they should be, or at least they weren't at some point in this past, which is why there was a severing and a judgment past and heartbreak here. This is indicating that they have the will to overcome these problems, and they're thinking about, how do I overcome this? Queen of Pentacles is under that. This is Capricorn energy. This is usually like wife energy or mother energy, or, stable girlfriend, the person that I'm trying to build my life around and make her the center of my home and family. The Queen and the King of Pentacles work together as equals to build the Ten of Pentacles, which is like combining together lives, living together, being married, building a life together. Half that equation's here. And they're wanting to overcome something and get to you. Seven of Pentacles, this is Taurus energy. This is a period of time where there's this pause to reflect and take stock of the seeds that have been planted between the two of you. And what they're trying to figure out is, are these seeds ever going to grow into that Ten of Pentacles that I really want, that combined together life? Is this worth me continuing to invest all my time, effort, and energy into this, or reinvest into this? Or is this a spot where maybe it's not going to pan out the way they want it to, and maybe I should just cut my losses and move on? So this represents that period of time where they're reflecting on and contemplating those types of things. It can also represent a period of waiting where seeds have been planted on something and it's not fully developed yet, and I'm waiting on that to mature so I can harvest it and do something with it. And this still would represent that period of time where I'm waiting to be able to try to overcome this with you. Yeah, Ace of Cups. They do not seem like they want to cut losses and move on. They want a new beginning in love and emotions. This is like filling the cup back up and starting over at the square one in terms of love and emotions. Justice. This is the most powerful card of balance in the tarot deck. It's about doing the right, fair, just thing. The sword in this card is used to sever something that's not in balance, so balance can be restored, and then the right, fair, just thing can happen. Like what's supposed to happen can happen. The fact that it's here indicates something unfair or unjust has occurred, and there is a need to correct that. It can indicate something's out of balance, and there is a need to correct that, which is why there's this will to overcome something. This really feels like they probably did something that they shouldn't have. Yeah, definitely did. Right under that Five of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. Fives are conflict. This is usually like a conflict in communicating, like an argument, bitter words being spoken, words being used like weapons, tongues being used like swords to cut. This is usually a betrayal of some kind. I did see 10 of Swords in the story on the bottom of the deck when I looked at what's underlying their feelings. There was a 10 of Swords that can be an ending in betrayal. This is looking like there was some sort of a problematic situation. At its core, this is a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event. Like I said, it's often a betrayal. Sometimes it will be dealing with the type of a person who has this winning at all cost mentality. Like, I don't care what happens to you as long as I get what I want. I don't care what happens to anybody else as long as I get what I want. It can be that type of a person. This is really feeling like there was a betrayal, and there is some need to correct that betrayal here. Queen of Wands. This is probably the person that they had that there was a betrayal with. I'm seeing that Three of Swords again, that third energy that causes a heartbreaking thing. That's probably what that is talking about. It's very deep in this underlying energy, so this is probably something that's already happened in the past. When I take a look at what actually came out in their thinking about you, first card is the Wheel of Fortune, Four of Swords, Four of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. Not really digging a lot of that there. This Wheel of Fortune, this is the Wheel of Fate. It can be a fated event. It can represent that, like, what's supposed to happen is going to happen, and there's not a damn thing they can do about it. It's just like, it is what it is. It can be divine timing, like what's supposed to happen is going to happen when it's supposed to, and not a minute sooner, not a minute later, and there ain't shit anybody could do to speed it up or slow it down. It's on divine timing here. This is usually like a change in the luck and fortune, and like a turn of events, where if things were going great, this would be the wheel spinning the other way, and now things go to hell in a handbasket suddenly. This would be like a pivotal moment. This can just as easily be a pivotal moment the opposite way. If things have been going bad, this could be them thinking about turning the wheel the other way and righting the ship, righting the wrong that we saw here, correcting course, and trying to get this to go back, trying to undo the judgment that was passed and get resurrection instead. Next, we have the Four of Swords in their thinking. This is Libra energy. Fours are stability. So the swords represent the thoughts, the mind. This would be stabilizing the thoughts, stabilizing the mind, calming the mind down. It's about taking a pause, taking a rest, taking a break, chilling out, going inside themselves to either do some healing or to do some thinking, trying to calm their head down so they can think clearly. I saw that Eight of Swords. I got 5 cards in their thoughts instead of 3. They need to calm their mind down, and this is them trying to do it. It's tied directly to this 3 of Swords, so we're making progress as we go. We're going from the 3 to the 4. That's a decent sign. It's like trying to figure out what to do about this heartbreaking third energy that's here. Next, we have 4 of Cups. So I've got 2 4s in a row here. This is Cancer energy. This is about being emotionally not fully happy, emotionally discontent, not happy with what's right here in front of them. So much so that they're distracted and sidetracked by thinking about this other cup, this other thing that they believe is going to lead to their happiness and their fulfillment. The 3 of Cups that are down here represents being united and celebrating, and they're not happy with what's in front of them, probably because you're not united and celebrating, and they're daydreaming about you and the fact that you're missing, and this would make things better. I think they're trying to figure out how to get that. This can sometimes represent that a love offer is already on the table between the two of you, and it just hasn't been accepted or rejected yet. It's just kind of been left hanging here in the air with nothing really being done about it. This could even indicate that they're currently, and this is central to their thoughts, they're currently thinking about making a love offer to you, but they haven't done it yet, probably out of fear of rejection, probably out of fear of getting the sword. You're the one that cut me off, so I don't know if you will accept this or not. That's kind of what this is alluding to. The 2 of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. 2s are choices, they're decisions. This one about something in the physical world where there's these 2 options and they can't have both options at the same time. So they're going back and forth and looking at the options and weighing the pros and cons and probably asking questions like, will they accept my offer or won't they? Can I turn this around or is it too late? Is this possible to be healed or not? Will I get the sword again or not? Like, can I bring this back to life or is it dead and over with? And it's like them going back and forth with that kind of a decision and not being sure and being off balance. And even the water, the waves in the background indicates rough, choppy emotions. So physically out of balance, emotionally out of balance, which is kind of what I was feeling with this. There's some issue of misalignment here and things are out of balance for them. Saw the Justice card several deep. There's something out of balance that needs corrected. I got it. There is another meaning to this card. It can sometimes represent a person who is juggling 2 different people in the physical sense. The next card is the Knight of Wands. This is the second fastest knight in the deck. It's about rushing forward and taking some rapid, passionate action towards something they have a lot of passion and desire for. Sometimes this is a person that sees what they want and now they go after it really quickly and they're gung-ho about it and they're taking all this passionate, driven action to get it. The negative sides of this card is it can represent somebody who's wishy-washy, especially when we got Two of Pentacles, like I can't make up my mind. This would be somebody who comes rushing in all passionately, and then just as quickly they rush somewhere else all passionately. This even gets called the player of the tarot deck. It can be that person that comes rushing into you all passionate and telling you everything you want to hear so they can get what they want. And then once they get what they want, they rush off somewhere else all passionately and do the same routine there and get what they want there too. And they can come back and forth playing both sides of the fence. This can be like a really non-committal type of an energy in the sense of they'll say what they want and they'll start to do something about what they want, but they can't stay fully committed to what they say they want. They change their mind at some point. I've got two energies in a row of can't stay fully made up when it's tied to an energy like this where I'm not fully content with what I have. A lot of times this can be a person, like with all of this energy, it can be a person that's got that new shiny object syndrome where every time I have something, I'm not fully happy with it. And I got this other thing that I want now. And then when I get that thing, it's not very long before I'm not happy with that either. And then I got this other new thing that I want. Then I don't think that I can't say that I don't think they're fully committed to trying to right this wrong and to turn this thing around. I just think they probably haven't figured it out yet on whether or not you're going to accept them back, because it looks like you cut them off because they brought some other person in. I'm thinking that I'm getting hints about that here. But this is like, will they or won't they take me back? And this is like, I really want to do this, but if it's like I don't think they're going to take me back suddenly, so now I want to pull back. They have a misalignment problem. That's their feelings and their thoughts, Scorpio. Let's take a look at what this person's intentions are toward you. What are this person's intentions towards Scorpio moving through February 2024 and beyond, please? Taking you to... Okay. On the bottom of the deck, what's underlying their intentions? Page of Wands. Again, pages are messengers. This is news, messages, communication about passion and desire, passionate messages. This can be someone who has the willingness to take the very first steps down a new path towards something they have passion and desire for. This could just be them intending to communicate what they want from you and having the willingness to take steps in your direction. See, this is what I mean here. 10 of Swords behind that. I think every time they think that this might go their way, they're gung-ho about it. But then the second that, wait a minute, maybe this isn't as fully developed as I thought it was, then it's like, brakes are on. Like, this is ending here. This is... Again, I don't understand why they would intend to have the willingness to move forward toward the thing they want, and the thing they want being a swift, painful ending, unless they have another person that they're intending to end things with, and they have the willingness to do that, assuming the communication goes the right way. Right behind that 10 of Swords, though, is the Hanged Man again. Pisces energy, progress halted, things are stuck. You've seen me shuffle this, and we're getting that same type of an energy right back to back again. Stuck on this idea of like trying to re-spark this, but this could also be I'm stuck with my wand as well. 9 of Pentacles, there's some single Virgo energy right here. This is like independent, okay on my own, physically single. This is a step backwards from the 10 of Pentacles we've alluded to. This is like, I'm by myself physically. Now, I should say that I see this card a lot in personal readings when I'm reading for, a person that's married about their spouse, and I see this 9 of Pentacles in the spouse's energy. That doesn't mean the spouse, they're married to them. They're not single. This would be a case where that person is representing themselves as if they were single in the physical world, but they're not single. Like, this is how you get in trouble with the wand. Not saying that that's exactly what this particular case is, but there could be an element of that, either if not for you, for the next Scorpio that watches this after you. What actually came out in their intentions: King of Pentacles, Page of Swords, the Fool, Nine of Cups. King of Pentacles is either Virgo or Taurus energy. This is usually husband figure. This is usually stable, committed person that's building their life around me, that I'm building my life with. This would be like husband, father, person I'm engaged to, living with type of an energy. Can also represent a person who's like a business owner, is good at building empires, good at building stuff in general. They would either like own a business or work for themselves or be an independent contractor or like a manager in a business where they have some authority and make some decisions. It could be something like that. But this is like intending to be husband type energy, wanting to turn this around and get this judgment either reversed and put it back to where this is resurrected and I can be husband again. That's what this is feeling like. If not husband, you know, this is like that kind of an energy that is like you guys might have been going that direction, at least being committed to each other. Next in their intentions is Page of Swords. Again, another page, another messenger. We got 2 pages right here. This is early stage energy. This is the lowest form of the court card, so it's not fully developed yet. It's not a king. This is news messages and communicating in the general sense. It's also an energy of someone who's trying to learn something, trying to figure something out, like doing their due diligence, studying something, investigating something, snooping around, doing research, trying to figure something out. Is also a person that's looking to their past here. And the way it's laid on the table in the past was this husband type energy. What this trying to figure something out energy is connected to is this 4 of Swords, which is more energy of like trying to calm my freaking mind down so I can figure out what to do about this heartbreaking thing. Next card in their intentions is the Fool. This is the first card of the Major Arcana, card 0. It's the first card of the entire tarot deck. This is a legitimate new beginning at something. This is about taking the blind leap of faith, where like they don't need to know what all the steps are from beginning to end before they take this first step. They don't need to know what the end result is going to be before they take the first step. This is just having that blind faith to say, you know what, screw it, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to leap off this cliff and I'll worry about how to grow wings while I'm on my way down. I'll figure this out as I move along. This is like, I want to just take the first step on this now. This is just weird, like taking the first step leads to ending. This could be talking about when they did something in the past and they had passionate communications with somebody or took the first steps in the direction of somebody else because there was passion, desire for them that caused an ending. And we could still currently be stuck in that ending when what they want to get unstuck and get to is this sparking it back up. That's looking like what's going on here. This could be that they're having the willingness to just go for this. Like I said, that it's tied to this 4 of Cups, and this could be them contemplating making a love offer to you, but having not done it yet because they're afraid of getting rejected. They're afraid of getting the sword. This could be that case where they're like, you know what? I'm thinking and I'm trying to figure this out and I can't figure it out. I'm just going to do it and we'll figure it out as we go. 9 of Cups is the final card in their intentions. This is Pisces energy. This is another single energy like that 9 of Pentacles that we saw down here behind this Ace of Wands. It's twice we've seen the 9 of Pentacles now. So I've got the other single energy here. This is being emotionally single. This is like sometimes like not needing an external person to make me feel whole or to make me feel happy, or an external person to make me feel loved or worthy of love, like being able to do that for myself. It's like being happy in and of myself, loving myself. It could be that kind of an energy. It's also an energy of wish fulfillment, like taking this leap of faith, and being husband energy could be wish fulfillment for them. The negative side of this card is it can represent someone who is self-centered, where like their own personal happiness and wish fulfillment is more important than yours. Their own personal happiness and wish fulfillment is more important than what's best for us as a couple. This could be like a smug, self-centered, me, myself, and I kind of a person. Especially if it's somebody that displays foolish behavior or takes unnecessary risks outside of the connection just to get their own personal happiness and jollies, especially if it's someone like central to their energy so far as this idea of I'm never happy with what I have and there's always this other thing that I want. Could be why they're always off balance. Could be why they start juggling two people. They start being a player, being wishy-washy. Could all be tied to that. Their wish fulfillment being tied to this decision of will they or won't they. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, this almost feels like it's like this is the first incomplete column I have, and it's like juggling two people, personal happiness for me. The last card here is the only card that has nothing in the column with it, player energy. Running back and forth between two. That type of an energy seems present here. It doesn't seem like dominant energy. It doesn't seem like that's the, the external paint job on this person, so to speak. It's like stuff that's kind of internal here. That's their intentions anyway. It looks like they're trying to figure out how to be husband, how to get their wish fulfillment of taking this leap of faith with you and starting back over at the beginning. But you know how people are. What we intend to do, what we actually follow through with and actually do don't always match. So let's look at what their most likely actions are going to be toward you moving through the rest of February 2024 and beyond. What are this person's most likely actions going to be towards Scorpio as we move through the rest of February 2024 and beyond? Let's take you. And make sure nothing else flipped because that did feel a little weird in there. Okay. Underlying their most likely actions. Queen of Pentacles. Capricorn energy. Oh, got a card starting to peel off there. This is usually, like I said, mother energy, wife energy, centerpiece of the home and family. It's a grounded, stable, abundant, nurturing, prosperous kind of an energy. Three of Cups. Cancer energy of being reunited and celebrating. Can be being united to begin with and celebrating, but this is feeling like being reunited. This is a reconciliation energy, like getting back together. This very first card in their energy, Judgment, can also be resurrecting it and bringing it back to life, putting it back together, righting the wrong that occurred here. The other meaning to this card, though, can be third-party love situation, because there are three cups of love in the picture. Chariot. This is them having the will to overcome the obstacles and the problems and the challenges and the stuff that's in the way between the two of you, wanting to get past all that through sheer will alone very quickly. Again, though, if there's misalignment, that ain't going to go right. Nine of Swords. This is Gemini energy. It's them having fear, worry, and anxiety. And thinking about something so much with all this fear, worry behind their thinking that it starts to stress them out and starts to physically manifest itself in their body as stress, as sleepless nights, nightmares. I can't fall asleep or stay asleep. I can't concentrate. I can't eat. It's like mental anguish. The person has their eyes covered with their hands because in their mind they have the situation built up to be so bad that they don't want to face it. In terms of what they're afraid of here, it's tied to this idea of overcoming the obstacles with you and moving past it all. They're fearful and worried when they think about that. Seven of Wands under that, Leo energy. This is defensive energy. This is either them defending their position on something, defending their stance on something, being willing to fight for what they believe in, fight for what they want, what they think is right, fight for this connection with you. Temperance. They're definitely wanting to get back with you. This is Sagittarius Major Arcana. It's an energy of patience. It's about blending two things together to make something new. And it's about having the patience to not dump it all together all at once. It's like, let's mix a little bit together and take a step back and see how is this working out, and then come back in and make some fine-tuning adjustments to it and be patient with it and get it just right. This is also reconciliation energy, because in tarot, water represents love and emotions. And here, the water, the love, has been separated into two different cups, and this angel is recombining it back into one. So there's definitely this idea here of trying to come back to get you back and be reunited with you and to overcome this and to fight for what they want. But there's, in the center of it all, is their mind again. We saw Eight of Swords, overthinking and grinding and not being sure what to do. And in this thoughts row here, I got 2 extra cards, so clearly they're overthinking, and now it's escalating to like stressing themselves out about it and being fearful and worried while they're thinking. What came out in their most likely actions? Justice, 2 of Swords, and Death. Justice, we've already seen this in the story on the bottom of the deck when I looked, I think, at their feelings or their thoughts, one of the two. It's the most powerful card of balance. It's about doing the right, fair, just thing. The sword in that card is used to cut away the thing that's not balanced, so balance gets restored, and then the right, fair, just thing can happen. Like what's supposed to happen can happen. It's about righting the wrong. The fact that it's here tells me something unfair, unjust, or unbalanced occurred, and this is them taking the actions to try to balance it back out and correct it. This whole first column for them is like reversing the judgment that was placed on me and getting this back, righting the ship here, like righting the wrong here. 2 cards in this column that reference what's supposed to happen, at least in terms of the way they're viewing it. That doesn't mean this is God or spirit or source or the universe or the all or the one or the divine or however you personally view that. This is not the divine sending a message down to me that this is what's supposed to happen, that you are supposed to be with this person and they're supposed to be with you. That ain't what this is saying at all. Excuse me, wrong 2 cards. That's not what these are saying at all. This is in your person's energy. So in terms of how they feel about it or the way they think about it, yeah, they think that you're supposed to be together and that they're supposed to turn this around and fix this and show up correct this time. The next thing that's in their most likely actions is the 2 of Swords. This is Libra energy. This is a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. Sometimes that decision hasn't been made because there's not enough information to make the decision yet. There's something that they can't see, and therefore they can't decide yet. Sometimes this is a stubborn-ass energy of a person who doesn't want to see something. I mean, seriously, the lady's trying to decide between 2 swords, and she's blindfolded. She can't see the swords. Why doesn't she just lay a sword down and take the damn blindfold off and then pick the sword back up, and now I can see what I'm doing? Easy choice. But she's refusing to do that. So this can represent a person who has something that they don't want to see. They don't want to look at it. They don't want that to be true. So they're basically in denial about it and refusing to look at it, and that prevents a decision from getting made. Another thing that it could mean is it's a decision that needs made and hasn't been made because it isn't their decision, it's your decision. I have 2 2s out here, which are choices, decisions, and I have judgment, which is like the most powerful decision. I even have the Ace of Swords. The word decision, like the Latin word, the word decision comes from, literally means to cut off, like to cut off the other option until there's only one option left, and that's, ta-da, how you make a decision. The ability to make the decision is out here, but in their feelings is where that sword and that powerful decision are showing up, and it's their feelings about you. So this is leading me to believe that you are the one that has the decision to make. It's possible that they've offered you their cup of love, their apology. They're like, let's turn this around and do this over again. Let's fix this. Let's balance it back out. Let's regain our balance or get our balance back. And you haven't said yes or no yet, and they could be waiting on that to take place. The final card in their most likely actions is Death. This is the Scorpio Major Arcana card, so that's another thing that's making me think it's your decision and not theirs. They want to write this and balance it out. I don't think that they have the actual power to choose that, though. You do. This is an ending to something. This is something dying so it can be reborn in a different way. This is death and rebirth. This is transformation. This is usually like a painful transition period, a painful transformation process. If you think about the caterpillar, it goes into a cocoon, and when it comes out the other side, it ain't a caterpillar anymore. The caterpillar aspect of itself has died in that cocoon, and when it comes out, it's a beautiful butterfly. So it comes out of the cocoon, that painful transition period, it comes out of that better than it was when it went in. It's just the whole process of being in that cocoon, the whole transition period, the metamorphosis. It's painful. It's like dying, and the caterpillar doesn't even exist anymore after that's over. So this can represent that there's some sort of a decision that needs to be made to let something die here. If that's the case, hopefully it's this foolish behavior that it's tied to. Hopefully it's this feeling of like there's always this new thing that I want, and I'm never fully satisfied with what I have at any given moment. This is not... I see this energy a lot in personal readings when the person I'm reading for will get this when there's something new that's trying to come into their life. Only it doesn't have room to fit right now because the spot that new thing belongs in their life is already occupied by something else. And the thing occupying the spot currently is in fact already dead. That person just hasn't accepted that it's dead and hasn't let it fall away yet to make room for the new thing. And until that occurs, the new thing has no place to fit. I don't know how that's relevant for them. It is entirely possible that that is relevant for you, especially because this feels like your decision to make about, it's almost feeling like what they want to do is correct this. Either correct it or let's just have it be dead already. Because at the top of this column is the sword you would cut it away with. But that really feels like it's your call, which is why there's so much this trying to figure out what to do about this heartbreaking thing, this third energy that happened. Again, the only thing in this column still is this either idea of juggling two and being all me, myself, and I, and I'm more important than what you want, or this trying to regain the balance of this connection and balance it back out would be wish fulfillment for me. But this is these three cards right here, those two could be either good or bad. Once you throw this one into it, it's like, okay, if this is good, that would mean that they start off gung-ho about that, but then change their mind. They can't stay fully committed to what they say they want. If this is bad, this would be like player energy here, and juggling two people is what my real wish fulfillment is. And wish fulfillment is tied to foolish behavior and taking risks outside the connection. And it's possible that got found out. Either you figured it out or someone saw it and told you about it. I'm not sure. I just know that there's heartbreaking stuff here. Hints all over the place that there was a third party. And things basically went to hell in a handbasket, and this person is trying to figure out how I can turn this around and correct it. And it seems like your choice. So let's take a look at your advice, Scorpio. Get you some advice on how you should navigate this situation with this person. What you should do, what you shouldn't do, how you should play this so it works out in the way that's best for you and your own greatest good. What's the advice for Scorpio on how to navigate this situation with this person as we move through the rest of February 2024 and beyond? Okay, try and keep you all in the right order. There was one in here that flipped over first. Make sure there's nothing else. That was a lot. Awesome deal. I do have extra card here for you. I normally give 5 and we got 6, so I'm taking these last two together. Yeah, I've been seeing quite a bit of this lately. On the bottom of the deck, what's underlying your advice, Scorpio? 8 of Wands. This is Sagittarius energy. This is the second fastest energy in the deck. The only thing faster than this is that Chariot that we've seen. This is very fast forward movement on something, forward progress on something. It can represent rapid back and forth passionate communications. Passionate communication could mean two things. It could mean like sexually charged communications. It could also represent passionate as in like I'm raising my voice and screaming and yelling because God damn it, I'm passionate on this particular thing. It could mean either of those two things. It could also represent just an enormous amount of external stuff coming at you all at once. A lot of energy coming at you all at once. This would be like trying to take a drink out of a fire hose. It's just too much all at once and it'll blow you halfway down the street. It'd be like overwhelming. Ace of Pentacles. This is a physical, tangible, real-world opportunity presenting itself to you. Not an idea or a concept, but some physical thing you can touch. This is either an opportunity coming at you really fast with this person, or maybe with a different opportunity. I'm not sure yet. I'm not far enough. Or this is you being overwhelmed with the opportunity that's presenting itself. Strength is under that Leo Major Arcana energy. Every time I see this card, it tells me that you're going through a very difficult spot here, and it requires you to dig down deep inside yourself and tap into all your internal strength in order to make it through this. It means you have the internal strength to make it through it. You're just being forced to go find it and use it. It can also represent a person who's trying to tame that beast inside themselves, like trying to rein themselves in and hold themselves back and not let themselves rush off and do something stupid. That might be some kind of a mistake. It's like struggling against this desire for something that you have, this drive for something that you have, and it's like trying to resist that piece of yourself. It could be like, whoa, I'm getting overwhelmed with this opportunity and I'm trying like hell to not let myself screw up and make a mistake here and move too fast on this. King of Swords, yeah, this is Aquarius or Gemini energy. This is a chief decision maker. I said here that it's possible that they feel like this judgment, this final decision is yours. They feel like the sword you make decisions with is yours. There's this actions that they want to take to correct this, but there's a decision that has to be made and hasn't been made because it ain't their decision. It's Scorpio's decision. And here's another card to confirm that. This is the chief decision maker. This is someone who's very smart, very logical, very rational, analytical. I'm a Scorpio rising, and I know Scorpio is a water sign, and it should probably be King of Cups. But for me, this really feels like Scorpio energy a lot. And I refer to myself as King of Swords a lot because I'm very analytical. I don't just believe stuff because someone said it and it sounds good. This is about, I'm not letting my feelings get involved in my decisions. I'm not even going to consult my intuition. I'm going to look at the truth. I'm going to look at the facts of the matter. I'm going to make the best, most logical, most rational decision available to me based on the information that's in front of me that I know and that I can verify to be true. High Priestess, but there's that intuition, the Scorpio intuition behind that. This is she who knows. Like, this is conscious mind. This is unconscious mind. It's like both pieces of you knows. Like, this tells me right here that there ain't a damn thing that I've told you in this reading that you didn't already know. And this is like your internal guidance, like telling you what to do. Like, this is your feelings, your gut feelings, your intuition screaming at you on top of conscious mind screaming at you. Yeah, and look what she's screaming. Oh shit. This is about to get real. Look what she's screaming. She's surrounded by King and Queen of Swords. Every other suit, King and Queen of Pentacles, King and Queen of Cups, King and Queen of Wands, that's a power couple. That's two cards that are supposed to be together, which usually represents that at least one person in this connection feels like they're supposed to be together with that person. That is not true for King and Queen of Swords. For King and Queen of Swords, that represents two people that used to be together. And intuition, gut feelings, internal guidance, internal knowing is sitting right in the middle of that. It's like, I know what I know. Like, this is she who knows, and this is she who knows the truth. Whew. Two of Swords is next. Wow, this, like I said here, in their most likely actions is that Two of Swords, the decision that needs made. It's tied to Scorpio Major Arcana energy. That's Scorpio's decision, and Scorpio hasn't actually told me what their decision is. I don't think for a minute that you don't know what the decision is. You absolutely know what the decision is. You probably just aren't giving a shit enough to clue them in based on what has happened. This Two of Swords, vastly different than the standard Two of Swords. Every Two of Swords card has a lady that's blindfolded on the card. There's pieces of missing information she doesn't have. This is the only Two of Swords I've ever seen where the lady on the card isn't blindfolded. She can clearly see what's going on, and she's not stuck in indecision. She's making the damn decision here. Yeah, another reference to decision, the Lovers. A long time ago, before this card was called the Lovers, it used to be called the Choice. So it usually represents a choice in a powerful connection or a choice between lovers. This is screaming like I've already made my choice about this connection. It even feels like it's referencing the fact that this person had a choice between two lovers and they made their damn decision already. They changed everything. That was the pivotal moment here. There's that Wheel of Fortune here in both decks. That changed everything. That sent this to hell in a handbasket. And I don't really know with the Scorpio that you got any way to overcome that. Next is the Seven of Cups, Scorpio energy. Options, choices, confusion about the options and choices. There's a lot of cups here. There's a lot of emotions involved. There's a lot of different things I could choose to do, different ways this could play itself out. And I don't want to make a mistake and pick the wrong thing. Normally, the Seven of Cups has clouds of smoke all around the cups, and you can barely see the cups. And that represents obscured vision, obscured decision-making, emotional confusion. Like this Two of Swords, not blindfolded. You don't have obscured vision. There's no clouds on these cups. I saw King of Swords, High Priestess, Queen of Swords. You know, like you know, like you know. You aren't confused here. And look, we got progress going from the Seven of Cups to the Eight of Cups. This is the next step. This is Pisces energy of emotionally detaching, physically detaching, and walking away. This is about realizing that this person is only giving you 8 cups. That's the best they've ever given you because that's the best they're ever going to be able to give you. They're not capable of the 9th cup or the 10th cup. And if that's what you want, it's what you deserve. But if this is you recognizing 8 is the best they can ever give me, and I deserve my 9th cup. I deserve my personal happiness. I deserve my wish fulfillment. I deserve my 10th cup. I deserve that happily ever after, that happy fairy tale love connection we all dream about. I deserve those things, and they are out there for me. They're just not here. So this is about making that difficult, conscious choice to walk away from this, detach from this, and go down a new path that leads you to your 9th and your 10th cup. That, damn. Yes, there's this okay, this makes, good Lord. It's very rare that I have to go this deep in the underlying energy, but this is all connected right here. Page of Pentacles. There's that news and messages and communicating about that physical opportunity that we saw right toward the beginning of this mess. This very fast incoming opportunity. Communications, rapid back and forth communications. Well, here's the communications about said opportunity. Temperance. This is what they're talking about. The blending back together bit here. The recombining us into one again. Trying to balance it all out. The Devil. That's Capricorn Major Arcana. That's heavy toxic energy. This is distorted energy. It's toxicity. People here are chained to the podium the Devil's on. Look at them. They're weird looking. Different colors like red and blue skin. And they look disgusting, like they're distorted humanoids, not human beings anymore. This indicates that this connection has toxicity in it. This person probably has toxicity around them or as part of them. And this is like an energy of control, but it's about something else being in control of you and you being trapped and unable to escape from this. That's what happens when you balance things out with them and try to recombine with them, you're recombining with a toxic, distorted person, which puts you in the middle of a toxic, distorted relationship that you get stuck in. Hanged Man, like you get stuck in that. And there's the wall that keeps you trapped in it. That's the barrier that prevents you from getting what it is that you want. It also indicates that you get hurt again. This is not... That story on the bottom of the deck is underlying your advice. So that feels like a bunch of stuff that has already happened is like being brought back to the surface for you to make sure that you see that you don't continue to have the blindfold on and go, well, I don't really want to think about that stuff that had happened in the past. I don't want to do that. This is making sure that you see that. What came out here in your actual advice, the Sun, the Three of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, and then this one came out as two cards. We got the World and the Five of Wands. The Sun is the happiest card in the deck. It's Leo Major Arcana energy. It's happiness, joy, abundance, bliss, harmony. Really hard to get a better card than the Sun. The other meaning to the Sun is it is the card that comes right after the Moon. And in the Moon, and that can represent something being hidden in the dark, a secret being kept. Well, the next step is the Sun comes up and it shines its light into where it used to be dark, and now you can see there. You can see the thing that was hidden before. It gets exposed, it gets illuminated, and you can see it for what it is. That's possible that something like that happened. Three of Wands. This is Aries energy of being at the beginning stages of manifesting the thing that you want, manifesting the thing that's going to make you happy. This is being at the beginning stages of manifesting where you've already decided what it is that you want and which path leads you to that and which path you need to leave behind. This is the stage after that decision where you've now started taking steps down the path you've chosen. You're taking actions, trying to create the thing that you want, and having this positive expectancy, excuse me, that the thing that you want is going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet, and this is still an energy of waiting on that to materialize in the physical world. Next, I have the Nine of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. It's singles energy. It's with you or without you or even in spite of you. I'm single and abundant and prosperous, and I can take care of myself physically. I can take care of myself financially. I do not require some external person to take care of me. This is about being able to do it all on your own. This is also a card that comes after the Eight of Pentacles, which is the card of putting in the work, effort, and energy to get what you want. This is the next step in the process of where you get to reap the rewards of all the work that you've already put in. This is like you waiting to reap the rewards of something that's going to make you happy. It's also, there's this problematic bit of like being physically single here is tied to this Three of Swords, which is heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. There could be an element for you of like, I'm waiting on my real happiness to get here because this whole idea of being single isn't really for me. I'm heartbroken. I don't like that. This could also be that I got forced into being single by a decision that they made, like this decision that they made to do this third party energy thing, whatever that represents. If I've got hints all over the place that at one point in time there was another person involved that they probably brought in. And it's like, this could just be saying, hey, you're single because they did this. You don't have to wait on your happiness. I think you do get some communication from them with some offer, whether you've already received that communication and you still haven't like finalized your decision and told them what it is yet. Not 100% sure, but this final card for you, the World and the Five of Wands. The World is the last card of the major arcana. They've got the first card out here, card 0, this card 21. This is the ending of a cycle, and at the same time, the beginning of a new cycle where you get to start back over at the beginning again as the Fool on a new journey, taking your blind leap of faith on something else. This could sometimes turn into repeating the same cycles. Like, yes, we're going to end this cycle of the heartbreaking thing, but then start it back over with the same person again and hope it goes differently. It could be that, but this tied with this Five of Wands, this is Leo energy. Fives are conflict. Wands are about passion or desire. So this would be a conflict in your desires, an internal conflict where there's this piece of you that probably wants the connection back. And then there's this other piece of you over here on the side that's not blindfolded like the rest of you. That's not swinging these sticks around about to hit this beehive and make a situation worse and amplify the amount of pain involved. There's this one piece of you that clearly sees what's going on. So there is some sort of an internal conflict where a piece of you probably wants to start this back over again and do another lap with them. But then there's this other piece of you that's like, nah, I don't think so. I'm probably better off and more happy just waiting it out, being single until something else comes along, until this new cycle starts. Because I feel like if you're in the mindset, at least it feels like you're in the mindset of, yes, I'd like to do this, but I just don't trust you at this point. And if I do this, I'm probably going to get hurt again, and thanks, but no thanks. Now, if you still have questions you want answered about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Scorpio love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.